Hello everybody, this video is entitled MSTR Bounces Back. We're almost at 10%. I'm going to take a risk and say we are up 10%. We're almost there. We're like 9.8, 9.6, 9.2. We're almost up 10%. Hence the title of this video, Are We Back? Are we back? Because it's been a while. We haven't had MNAV in a 1.2. This is very good. You can do the common ATM now, Sailor. This is very good. People who have studied your stock understand why this is so good. You sell $1 for $1.20, 20% above market price. Love that MNAV. This is yet another day of outperformance. We are nearly a 2x over IBIT. As I've said multiple times, we're supposed to be 1.5x, right? We should be up 8%, not 10. We're up roughly 10. This is a big deal. Crypto fear and greed is still stuck at 8, but I see a lot of changes on X. I see a lot of bullish takes on X. A lot of people coming out in favor of Bitcoin, buying some Bitcoin, bears turning bulls. I see some stuff going on X. You know, it could be noise, but I see some stuff going on X. We're still at an 8. It's much better than last week when we were at a 5 when we dropped to 60,000. Impossible to believe we dropped to 60,000, but we did. I'm not making a prediction though. Bitcoin could go anywhere. Bitcoin spent most of the day around 69,000 today. So that was really, really good. I want to talk a little bit about the macro, just a second about the macro. Is it really that simple? That's my question for the macro. Yields are down for the past, 7 hours or 6 hours, however long the CPI news was released, however long ago. Yields are down. Inflation is down compared to the expectations, right? The market expectations. And then, boom, a June rate cut is back on the table. I actually tracked this throughout the day, and I saw it move from 45% odds of a rate cut early this morning to now 52% odds of a rate cut early this afternoon. That's a big jump for 6 or 7 hours. And of course, one of the questions is, could it be this simple? Because this is what I was subconsciously expecting. Is there's an election in November. The government wants to win in November. There's an election in November. These numbers, it's either an NBER or BLS. So they're government agencies. They're government numbers by government agencies who work for the government. And the government wants to get reelected in November. And so what would make the people happy? Well, if the government says unemployment is low, and if the government says inflation is low. So my guess is on a monthly basis, as we get closer to the election, we're going to keep learning that unemployment is low and inflation is low. And then, especially in the case of unemployment, then, 3 months later, we can readjust the numbers and say, never mind, we actually messed up. That was not the right number. Could it really be this simple? That's a theory, but yields are down, odds of a rate cut are up. This is very bullish for Bitcoin, and of course, whatever is bullish for Bitcoin is even more bullish for strategy. And I want to conclude this video. Of course, MSTR outperforms, but I want to talk about this little difference. This was from yesterday's video. Let me remove that. I want to talk about Stretch today. So yesterday, of course, we had the most epic volume on Stretch that I had ever seen. But it was a mid-month, right? It was the ex-dividend date yesterday. So you have a lot of traders on a day like yesterday who were buying Stretch to be the holders of record on February 13 in order to get the dividend. And so what they do is they buy Stretch yesterday and they sell it this morning and they get the 10% dividend, which would be, paid monthly, so it'd be like 1/12 of the 11.25% dividend, and they do this little arbitrage play. And so this is always going to happen mid-month. The question is, how quickly do we recover from the ex-dividend date? And my guess is we're going to recover in about a day and a half. That's my guess. A day and a half, roughly. You can see we got really close at one point. We were at 99.86, I believe. 15 cents, just 15 cents away. So I think we're really, really close. Unfortunately, Monday is closed. We have yet another holiday. Monday the markets are closed. So these are the limitations of TradFi. So unfortunately, we're going to have to wait until Tuesday to see if we get back to 100, probably on Tuesday. TradFi needs to change. I mean, how are we not open every day? This is very, very tough to understand. In a world where everything is automated, it should be like crypto. Everything should be like crypto. But that's a problem for velocity of the money. That's a problem for stretch. That's a problem when you do the ATM. An extra holiday is yet another day where you can't do the ATM, so we don't race as fast. TradFi needs to change at some point. And some people have complained that there's too many. I have nothing wrong with holidays, but keep the markets open. You can have a holiday. Keep the markets open, though. Anyways, that doesn't make really much sense to me. But yeah, probably Tuesday we're back with stretch. So this is an epic recovery. This is a fast recovery. And lots of good things happening and good sentiment on X, maybe suggesting that actually the bottom for Bitcoin is somewhat in. I'm reading a lot of this positive sentiment right now on X. So pretty hopeful day for Bitcoin, pretty darn happy day for strategy, and this is beginning to look a little bit like it did last year. We've had a lot of big days for strategy, right? You remember that 25% day last week? Today we have a 10% day on top of that. We've had a lot of good days for strategy. I think the future is bright, but as always, this is not financial advice. This is not investment advice. This is just entertainment. I'm hoping you were entertained. Please like, please subscribe, follow me on Patreon, follow me on X. Thank you for watching and have a wonderful, wonderful day.